So we've been dealing with drier air. I'm sure many of you are not complaining. We did cover a story earlier in the show about how some folks are still facing flooding issues. And we're going to talk tropics in just a minute because a lot of you have been facing those flooding issues since Debbie. Thankfully, this week we still have rain, but the coverage overall is lower. You see all this red behind me here. This is water vapor that you're looking at, and the red would be drier air that's in our region, partially due to an area high pressure that's kind of pushing that into our area as we speak. So high pressure associated with sinking dry air. So we have that in our area right now, but it's not going all the way down to the core, to the ground level. Hence the humidity that still feels a little uncomfortable outside, right? And we occasionally do have that rain spring up. Right now we are nice and dry, and we have been that way the last few hours here. You have to look across southwest Florida to find any showers, and most of them are offshore. And then we do have some that's on the east coast right now, but across Tampa Bay we are overall dry. Today's almanac, the high temperature reached 93, so a little bit warmer than average. Same thing with this morning's low, 76. Usually we're around 75. So these are our typical marks, and this is how warm it was for today. Didn't make any records, but wasn't too far off from that record of 96 degrees. Tonight we will be in the low to mid 70s. We have a moonlit sky. Don't forget we had a full moon earlier in the week. Still pretty bright and big out there, shining. And we have some winds that are lighter coming in from the northeast. Tomorrow temperatures will be very similar to what they were for today. That thunderstorm icon, I think that's a little too enthusiastic. I think if anything we'll have an isolated downpour. I can play that out here in future casts. So up until about 3-4 o'clock, we're going to be pretty dry. But like we saw today, starting in the interior with those northeasterly winds, we will have a downpour possible right around I-4 or north of that. And then that will push off to the west coast as we finish off the day. For the Broncos versus the Bucks, we have very similar conditions, even drier on Sunday. So the rain chances are fairly low, less than 20%, but we will be burning up with all of that warm weather in our area, the humidity combined with that warm air temperature. Diving into the tropics right now, so we're going to touch on this briefly. Again, we have these two areas that are out to sea. We're not really concerned with those. We want to look at this area that's closer to home. Right now we have a 60% chance for development. Right now the storms are starting to flare up a little bit more, but we don't have that low pressure system formed quite yet. And until we get that, it's hard to say the track. We can keep showing you the ensemble models, but they're going to keep flip-flopping back and forth. We'll have a better idea by early next week. Here's your 7-day forecast. You can see the fall equinox is on Sunday, but not going to feel like fall. Thankfully, rain chances, rain coverage much lower as we move into next week as well. And we're going to keep our eye on the tropics for you.